The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, verse 25. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee, and shall tremble, and be in anguish because of thee. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, and the double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for pushing this truth, as well as those of the footsteps that they've labored in. The book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Genesis chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. And you could read the generations of Esau, who is Edom. These are the names of his sons. Right? And these are the wives that he took. Now, the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. The children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. We read that, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Right, so if we read in the New King James Version, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. All right. This is a new moon, so this will be the coming into the close of the first day. When the sun goes down, that's the beginning of the second day. And they recited their ancestry by families, by their fathers' houses. And they recited their ancestry by families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and above, each one individually. And when you read in Genesis chapter 36, verse 1, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. It speaks of the daughters of the men that Esau took the wife. It doesn't speak of the daughter, Esau's daughters. All right, it speaks of the men that Esau that came from Esau's bloodline, that Esau had given birth to, begotten, not given birth to, begotten. So, who is Esau, right? Well, he ended up also being the progenitor of the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite, the Roman Empire. It's on sale at Thrift Books, Amazon, Audible by William Beeston, as you can see right here. Now, Esau is against patriarchy. We see on online etymology, one of the Old Testament fathers, progenitors of the Israelites from Old French patriarch, and directly from Latin patriarcha, from Greek, whatever, chief or head of the family. So in Greek, they call it chief or head of the family. And what they've done is they've made the chief or head of the family a matriarch, mother or woman who heads a family or tribe from the 16th century. We see it on our etymology. But it's all about the Esau's it's all about the souls that come from the loins of Esau. It's not about the children that Esau's daughter gives birth to. Right? That doesn't determine whether it's Edomite or not. It has to be a descendant of Esau, Edom. So we see in Genesis chapter 36, verse 1, that Esau took a daughter of Ishmael. Right? Verse 3, and Bathshemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Neboshah. Alright, so Esau had one of Ishmael's daughters, but that didn't, she was an Ishmaelite. Their child wasn't an Ishmaelite. Their child was an Edomite. As we read in verse 4, the Ishmaelite daughter bare Edomite child named Reuel. All right. So, give you an idea. Matter of fact, let's look. Frederick Douglass. Just the famous one. So this is Frederick Douglass's father, an Edomite. All right, but the Edomite lay seed in an Israelite woman, just as Esau laid seed in an Ishmaelite woman. All right. So who is Esau Edom? Right. Who is this guy? Who is Esau Edom? Right. The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Right, so verse 22 reads, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Why am I going through this? If this is meant to be. Verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So the prophecy was, because the Lord speaks through the mouth of the prophets, was that 2 different nations. He was giving birth to 2 different nations, even though they were brothers. And they were, they had to be brothers because it comes from the men. Right? Nations come from men. So the prophecy was it would be 2 sons. Wasn't an ultrasound back then. And that 2 men of people should be separated from thy bowels. They're not going to be brothers happy and singing and colored and giving each other a high five like the Wayans brothers was doing in the 90s. All right, so and one people should be stronger than the other people, mentally, physically, spiritually. Right? And the elder shall serve the younger. Right? So who's the oldest? Verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right, now in the South they call them rednecks. There's no such thing as white people. last video I did was so over the place in regards to, where is it at? William Tucker, 1624, was the first person of African ancestry born in the 13 British colonies, which would eventually become the United States, right? So all I did was type in first black man on Earth, and it popped up William Tucker in 1624. So dinosaurs are older than black people, according to Esau. Dinosaurs existed longer than black people did. All right. Matter of fact, let me type that in. Now it's a waste of time. They're gonna say millions of years. So all right. So trying to see if I want to go more down on that, and I should, yeah, I will. Because who was Esau Edom? So let's read about it. Genesis chapter 25, verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. So Esau came out, red, lack of pigmentation. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. Right, so score is 20, so she was 60 years old. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Right, so Esau, we had field day, field day in school. It's like it. Everybody loves field day. You got field day in school. Esau has hunting season. It's like I'm looking for. Esau has hunting season. All right, you can't hurt nothing, but you could buy a permit to hunting. Excuse me. You could but really you can't. Right? Really you can't. You can't do anything. Only Esau could do it. Right? This is his kingdom. He's in his heaven. Right? But Yahweh Shem Yahushua is casting him down. Casting him down into a hellish condition. And he will be on the lowest estate. He'll be in the lowest estate. Matter of fact, let's get that. Don't worry about my location. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 6. It's like Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. Goodness gracious. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All right, so Esau is going to be laid down in the lowest condition, according to prophecy. All right. Isaiah chapter 14. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. All right. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And the children of Israel are the Israelites. Instead of Americans, Jamaicans, Africans, all right, the nations were ites, right? Ishmaelites, Moabites, Israelites, Edomites, right? It wasn't no Arabites, Americanites. You got a picture like that. Americanites, Chineseites, right? Japaneseites, right? But it wasn't you could pick your own country and take over a land and make up your own ite name. It's probably why they switched it to Ans and Europeans and other, because they couldn't keep the ite thing going because that was based on the patriarch, based on who your father is. So with it being Esau, you just destroyed the earth, man. This is the bottom line. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and yet will choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. All right, this is prophecy that will take place. All right, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess, and the other nations shall be possessed. And I don't mean demonically possessed. They shall be a possession. Right? They shall be servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So this is the fate of Esau, Edom. Right? He's going to be in captivity by the ones that he's had in captive. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Who? The children of Jacob. So we just read in Genesis chapter 25, verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? The younger is Jacob, and Esau is oppressing Jacob. Esau is ruling over Jacob, and Esau will serve Jacob. Right? Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Working all day, working all night, 4 hours of sleep here, 6 hours of sleep there, 8 hours of sleep twice a year. Right? Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has that oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, so that's the future of Esau, Edom. All right, who is Esau, Edom? Esau is a ruler, all right, and an oppressor, all right, and the king of Babylon the Great. This golden city, but the staff is broken. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, all of the rulers of the earth. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. All right, all of these nations are persecuting Esau, Edom right now. All right, militarily, financially, and even as far as family structure. They laughing at Esau, Edom. All right, over here they're having promoting gay marriages, and over there in Pakistan they're ordering every man to take 2 wives. So there'll be no more single women over there. They say there's too many single women in Pakistan. They're ordering them to every man to work their ass off to support 2 women. All right, so Everybody's persecuting. All these nations are persecuting Esau, Edom. All right, even Esau, Russia, is persecuting Esau, Edom, and Russians are Edomites for the majority of the country. There are other nations scattered through there. When I say nations, I'm talking about who their forefathers were. Israelites as well. Right, verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. All right. So Esau in verse 6 is going to be persecuted by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Let me get that first and foremost. Right. But he's being persecuted on a small scale by the other nations fulfilling other prophecies, which is fulfilling other prophecies. Right. So Isaiah 14:6, let me get it correct. Let me speak to this scripture correctly. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. Right? Persecuted by the other nations. Right? Persecuted by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? The floods, the fires, the famines. Right? Nobody's going to ship any food over here to feed people. I was going to say these people, but people. So to say, to save the country. Drop no food baskets falling from the sky like we used to see happening in other countries. In the 90s, they used to show it on TV all the time. All right. Verse 10, go down to verse 10. Or they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right, they have the same weapons that Esau, Edom has now. The so-called king of Babylon, the Great. Well, he is the king of Babylon, the Great, but he's sleepy and creepy. Verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? And Lucifer just means light bearer. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Man, you're not going and he hasn't tried to stop yet. Right? He still says he will be like the Most High. He wants his space force to fight the angels. He wants to implant microchips in you to where you can't buy or sell, to where he'll know your thoughts. Put a brain chip to where he'll know your thoughts if you're gonna commit a crime before you actually do it. He wants to judge the whole world for what they do. They family strike. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be the Santa Claus of the earth. Santa Claus is supposed to judge if you've been naughty and nice and give you a gift or not. That's Esau, Edom. I almost woke up my daughter. I'm going to jump down to verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land. nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right? And this scripture doesn't mean go do nothing right now. Right? It's a future prophecy. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Right? So that's the future of Esau. It's proved that that's the future of Esau. According to scripture. Psalm chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, because the letter J is only 500 years old, so it wasn't Jerusalem, it's Yerushalayim, who said, rise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon, right? So Esau, Edom is a daughter of Babylon, but, due to technology and whatever you want to, goodness gracious, we could just compare Babylon, ancient Egypt, and other civilizations to America, Mesopotamia. We'll see that this is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, who are to be destroyed. So verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Right? Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against thy stone. Right? Preparing that slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers, so they do not rise and possess the land. Right, so Esau, Edom, the Edomites, regardless of what they want to change their name to, right? They changed their name to Romans, right? But as we can see, let me go back to Deuteronomy. As we can see, Captain Caveman and Fraggle Rock and what else was it on? The Flintstones and Deuteronomy chapter 2. I started 1. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. Right, this is after the children of Israel, led by Moses, through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, was wandering in the wilderness this is about around the 14th year of wandering in the wilderness, being refined and punished. Next generation being refined, as well as that present generation making that oath, and some being refined and some being good old 2/3, and the children being refined so that they can enter into the promised land. So yeah, that was the 14th year out of 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. Deuteronomy 2:1. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir. All right. and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. All right, look what they did with their possession. All right? That's Mount Seir. Captain Caveman. All right, Flintstone, Fraggle Rock, Indiana Jones. And it's not that no one was ever in the cave. It's just that they definitely claimed it and shown it to be their heritage. Verse 6, Deuteronomy 2 and 6. Ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. And curses came upon us. We're doing that right now to this day. And it's worse food than before. Verse 7, for the Lord thy God hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness these 40 years. The Lord thy God hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. All right, so even after 14 years, we still have money from coming out of captivity of ancient Egypt, of the ancient house of bondage, Mizraim, to buy some food and water from Sleazy E, Esau, Edom, and Mount Seir. Verse 8, and when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau which dwelt in Seir, through the way of the plain from Elath and from Ezion Gaber, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Lord said unto me, distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give thee of their land for a possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession. All right, so the Moabites are the children of Lot. Right? But Esau, Edom, is the children of Abraham and Isaac, the brother of Jacob. That's who Esau, Edom is. Right? Ishmael is a child of Abraham. Right? And Lot is Abraham's nephew. Shalom.